guys, I want to just bring you in real quick and give you a little bit of flavor of what is going on in our Patreon. We have had a Patreon account now and Patreon membership now for about a year. I think the 1 year anniversary, February the 17th this year. And I started this kind of not sure what would happen, but now it has about 170 participants. We've got a lot of video content. The best part, though, I think, is what?
The Telegram group.
The Telegram groups. Lily, tell us a little bit about the Telegram groups and what they are, what the benefit is.
So for the memberships, $5 and above, so each family has then the access to the Telegram groups. So the men of the family can join also specific groups for men where they can discuss headship, patriarchy, all the challenges that come with it. And for the ladies, we also have a dedicated group, and we have also the group that everyone can participate. And then we also have different topics. I don't see what the content of the men's group, but for the ladies, it's organized by the Kelly, and there we can support each other. We can tell about ourselves, our struggles, also exchange recipes, why not, and talk about homeschooling, all topics that are very interesting for family growing. And for the men, I think it's, we only have a suspicion, but it's also interesting, the group that we all can participate, where there are prayer requests. There are also discussions about how to grow the Call Israel, how we can also grow economically. So yeah, there is something interesting for everyone.
Yes, it's very good, very good.
And
now
you help with the group too, Lily.
Yes.
Thank you.
So what I want to do now is I want to give you a quick flavor, and we're going to introduce a couple quick videos. I'm going to give you some clips out of some videos. There's a nice selection of videos that we have put up that are private only to our patrons. $3 and above, you can access all of these. You can go back through the history of everything that we've done over the course of the last year. And one of this first clip that we're going to play comes from a video that you and I did called Talking Sex, right?
I watched it.
What?
I watched it.
Yeah. So for that one right there, had to loosen you up a little bit for that.
A little.
So yeah, my very conservative bride here was not the most comfortable for discussing that initially until we kind of got into the flow of it. But that was it. We talked a little bit and some things that we've learned over 32 years of marriage and kind of how we keep things a little bit spicy. Yeah.
But it wasn't too much that it was revealing.
Right.
We didn't.
Sure.
We didn't go that. And that's what I was kind of afraid of. And so
yeah. No, it was it was definitely, I would say it was family friendly enough, though we gave the caveat up front that this might be one for just for husbands and wives to watch, not necessarily for the whole family.
It was PG, not X.
Yeah, it was definitely PG, maybe PG-13. So yeah, so that clip right here will play for you now. But I wanted to do that because the other day I had an idea. And so something I proposed to my two ladies, an idea, and I said, what if we threw some challenges out there in our Telegram group to the ladies could throw a challenge to the ladies saying, hey, here's an idea, take this and run with it. Or I can throw something to the men in the men's section. Here's an idea, set something up, take this and run with it. Just as a way to encourage intimacy, to encourage getting back to having fun in your relationship, or keeping things a little bit spicy, right?
Yes, sir.
Because that's good. It's good. It's important in any marriage, but particularly in a patriarchal setting, for the woman to be doing what it takes to take care of her man, for the man to be looking for ways to encourage and please and take care of his ladies, what have you, household. So here's what we're going to do. Coming up in the Telegram, we are going to start putting in an occasional, not going to make this too much, but private to the ladies or private to the men, an occasional dare or
Challenge.
just something set up there for checking out. But the first one I'll actually give you here on camera, and this will be for him and her. The next clip that we want to play, I did a discussion called Breaking the Sound Barrier, and it's a little bit about the process of getting into a polygynous relationship, and sort of how to go about, what some of the things are it takes to go about that. And it's a topic that gets discussed a lot in our Telegram groups, in terms of, especially among the men, how do I, the father's revealed this truth to me. How do I now reveal this to my wife? And it's not something you tiptoe to. It's something that you really just kind of have to move into, and then deal with in a direct way. And so that's a discussion for that right there, right?
And I remember the analogy that you used was perfect. Yes.
Yep. Breaking the sound barrier. So yeah, it definitely memorable. Particularly fascinating to me was the change in dynamic, or you could say the change in polarity between myself and the ladies. No longer was there parity or equality between myself and Kelly. She was no longer my equal, even if only in theory or in underlying current. All of a sudden, she was one of two, and I was one of one, and the uniqueness of me versus the fact that there's more than one lady immediately changed things in our dynamic for the positive. The next one we want to talk about is the secret to unity in plural marriage. Now, a number of the videos we've talked about the connection and the parallel between the ecclesia and the Messiah, as it's paralleled or imaged in man and woman. But then with that, we start looking at some specifics in terms of how does the Messiah bring unity in his plural house between Ephraim and Judah, and how does that relate to us in bringing unity in our houses? Taking scripture and going straight to it. And so this is a clip from that video. We're also going to understand how to repair or how to build the kingdom, okay? Because these are intimately related, okay? But when the jealousy of Ephraim departs, and when the envy of Yehudah departs, and the two actually come together and begin to work together in peace and harmony and seek the good and desire of the Master, the Messiah, then it says they will swoop down on the slopes of the Philistine on the west. Together they will plunder the sons of the east. They will possess Edom and Moab, and the sons of Ammon will be subject to them. Here's the point. When the unity comes to the house, the blessings also begin to flow. And there's more in that chapter. This is Isaiah chapter 11 right here. There's more in that chapter. How did they get along? How did he maintain control? Well, because they were all under a suzerain vassal covenant. He provided protection. He provided security. He took care of them, okay? But he also brought discipline if there was problems. And if there was an issue between two provinces or two kingdoms, they had to come to him to settle it. They did not try to go to war with each other, because that was a violation of the covenant with the great king. Same thing in a household, where if there's something the ladies can settle between them, they should settle it between them. But if it can't be settled between them, instead of going to war or demonstrating all these things that we see right here, strife, jealousy, outbursts of anger, disputes, dissensions, factions, envying, all these sorts of things. Well, no, that's how you don't inherit the kingdom of God. That's how you get, the Most High angry at you, right? Instead, if your reaction is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, and if there's an issue, you take it to the master. You don't go try to duke it out and settle it between yourselves. That's how peace comes to the house. Now, here's another video that a clip from another video called "What is the Goal?" Too often, the assumption is that the goal is polygyny, but that's not really the goal, is it?
No, sir.
In fact, if that's the goal, it's probably a train wreck on the way because it's headed to the wrong place for the wrong reasons.
Yes, sir.
Polygyny is actually a subset of a different and more important and much higher goal that you need to be aiming at. And so this clip comes from that video. What is the goal? But be willing to go through the challenge of personal development and recognize that this thing can't be rushed. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that happens quickly. This is something that you have to take the time and do the hard work and get your house, your life, your personality, your interaction, your all these different pieces. You've got to get them together. You've got to work this out. It's not a race. It's a journey. And the journey, the destination isn't polygyny. The destination is righteousness. And the destination is having a proper patriarchally ordered home according to the way Scripture's written. And the Father will bless that. The last clip I want to introduce you to real quick is this clip right here with Kelly and Lily doing Coffee with Kelly and Lily. This was a segment, a recent segment that I think is going to be a regular because I enjoyed it and I think they enjoyed it. But tell me a little bit. You ladies got together for coffee. It was virtual. Now, these are both of my ladies, but currently we're separated by a small pond called the Atlantic Ocean. But Lily and Kelly had coffee together and answered questions for ladies in the Patreon.
In the Telegram group.
In the Telegram group. The ladies in the Telegram group put the questions out there. And then Kelly and Lily had a discussion with specific items that ladies were interested in. It's a fantastic video for the men too. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I laughed through some serious parts of it. It was really good. But what were y'all thinking doing that?
I loved it. I really did. Lily and I do a question a day just to get to know each other, but the coffee with you and I made it even more personal
Yes.
for both of us. And so, we laughed, we had dogs howling. And just some other things that us talking about, getting a little personal about some things. And so, I want to do another one, whether it's questions from the ladies or just us having coffee chat. Maybe when you're here over Pesach, we can have a coffee chat live.
Have to do that live.
Well, not so much live, but here.
I bet you there's probably a way to do it live with, I don't know. We'll have to look and see if we can do it live.
But do a coffee talk with you here. We'll be side by side.
Yeah,
and,
together.
I don't know if, Peter would want any of the men asking us questions.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, coffee with Lily and Kelly. Lily, what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was also very nice for me because also we could answer the questions from the ladies. there is a lot of curiosity around this. So I think it was very good for them as well. I hope it was good for them to see how reality is, and some of the, let's say, most pressing questions answered. And it was very, very nice. I enjoyed it, and looking forward to the next one.
Right.
Fantastic. So here is a clip from that particular, it's about an hour and 15-minute video in our Patreon that's private to the patrons. And so you can take a look at this. But if you are enjoying these videos, and if you would like to have the benefit of fellowship with others on this journey who are learning headship, learning patriarchy, learning polygyny, some who are walking it out, can provide wisdom and insight and input, come join us on Patreon. You need to come on over to our Patreon channel, and the address or the web address there is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I'll put this up at the end. Come join us. We would love to have you. Love to have you participate. Be in a position where you can have just daily or weekly interaction directly with not just us, but with others who are on this journey, and get questions answered, learn, grow, etc., as we see what the Most High is doing. So here we wrap up with this last clip, Coffee with Lily and Kelly.
Which makes things even a bit more weirder, because it's not something that I thought would happen easily. And of course, I cannot tell in 10 years how it's going to be, but at least in the beginning, it has been quite peaceful for me, this point. As I said, because I'm the one getting in. Of maybe if I were in your place, it would be difficult, because as a sibling coming, or because then it's like you have everything, and then all of a sudden you have to share. Then I think that would be difficult. So right. I think I got the easier part of the story. So maybe your answer is going to be more interesting.
Yes, it has been interesting. Because I basically have to share everything. The shower, it's like, okay, who's getting their shower first? And, that type of thing, that's been a little challenging for me, because it takes me longer in the shower. So I usually go last, just because I take that into consideration, that it takes me longer to get ready. So I have you and Peter go before me, and then I go last. And then, we have that half bath. And so if anybody needs to use the half bath, then they can use that as well. And then the sharing of the housework, that has not been a problem.
You're not gonna complain about that.
I'm not complaining, boy. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I was like, boy, I sure miss Lily. I'm not being rude on that one. It was just like, wow, the meal prep. I'm thankful that I had Gunnar here. He didn't work on Friday. He didn't have any patients. And so, well, he did have patience, but he didn't have people patience that day at work. And so that was a huge blessing, having him here, because being sick the previous week, and then cleaning the house and all the dog hair and everything. So that was where I was like, I'm not trying to sound selfish or mean anything, but boy, I sure wish Lily was here.
And the thing is that that's not being selfish. That's realistic, right? Yeah. Because I think it's how it makes things also easier for you. I had no idea how much work it takes for a bigger family, like to plan meals. Like it's something I never had to worry about. And, like quantity, leftovers, all these it was something so new for me. And it was so nice to see how you do it. And
thank you.
Yeah, really cool. And to participate in that. So I also had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun in the kitchen. That was that was the one place that we both were in our happy zone in the kitchen, because we both love to cook. We both love to just experiment in the kitchen. And so that was that I had no problem sharing, in that area as well. The hardest part has been the sharing of Peter. That has been the hardest part. And, for any first wife, I think that is probably the hardest. And so it's a daily process of having to just know that you're covered and you're being taken care of, and having to accept that.
Mhm.
But that truly has been the hardest part of sharing him, and learning how to be, is it selfless? Is that the right word?
Yeah, I think it's part of yes.
And
And
so I'm still, even though you're not here, I still think about it, and still try to figure out how to make it easier for me. And Peter and I talk about it, and we've talked about it a little bit on the plane. And so, once you're here permanently, things might be a little different. There might be some changes and stuff, but we just have to wait and see. We don't know until you get here.
Okay, guys, I really hope that you have enjoyed this little short kind of peek into our patron, and we would love to have you come join us. And we do this because we are here for King and Kingdom. So for King and Kingdom, we bid you shalom.
Shalom.
What's the best part about our patron?
Family.
No.
King and Kingdom.
No. The Telegram group.
Oh, the Telegram group. Sorry. Beep, back it up. Okay. What'd she say? What'd you say?
She's whispering.